The Hash is brought to you by Berkeley Patients Group, the Bay Area Craft Delivery Service, CBCB, and the Green Cross. Subscribe to The Hash via iTunes.
Welcome back to The Hash. I'm David Downs.
Hi, I'm Sue Taylor. I work with Seniors in Medical Cannabis, and you're listening to The Hash.
Sue's the founder of the first Black-owned dispensary in the city of Berkeley. She's a Berkeley resident. For the last several years, has worked to bridge the gap between seniors and cannabis. She brings countless insights to the topic, so much so that we call her cannabis's senior savior. Today, we're bringing you the second half of our conversation with Sue, which touches more on race than aging. She talks about the challenges facing minorities in this whitewashed industry. She also touches on the wide open opportunities that people with her perspective, older people, minorities, can bring to this industry.
Last year, I went to Chicago. They had me go to senior centers. They had a young 33-year-old Caucasian female. She said, I'm going to open it up. And I stood up. I said, no. I said, no. I said, you will not. I said, I will do it. I said, this is their community. I said, I look more like them and I speak more like them. I said, you're young. I said, they won't listen. You know, and you have to know who you're dealing with. And you have to care enough to give them that respect. You know, and I said to the other African-American lady who was in charge, I said, by right, putting her up here is an insult to them. That's how they would see it. You know, who's this little young white whippersnapper coming up here trying to tell me what to do? You have to meet them where they are.
Are seniors the future of medical marijuana in America?
It would be a smart move. AARP put out a statistic, and it said from 2011 to 2018, at the rate of 8,000 a day, seniors will be turning 65. We're the largest demographic. With that demographic comes ailments. The cannabis have been known and proven to service the senior ailments more than any other population.
You know, it strikes me that there aren't very many women or people of color or seniors operating dispensaries in the world. What have you seen? What's going on there? What needs to change?
Having minorities or African American is almost nil and void. There are none. Definitely there aren't any seniors. And I don't know of any women. My take on this and why it's important for a minority-run business, because of all of the minorities that have been incarcerated, and they can't now come and own a dispensary or even join in the financial parts of what's being offered. For a long time, you know, they held up this industry. They held it up by keeping it alive, by growing and selling it, making ends meet for their families. We help them to say, there's a family that's doing it. There's some African Americans that's doing it. Over time, after we get established in Berkeley, you know, we could offer help to as a consultant for other African Americans. We can set the tone. We could be a model, you know, even for seniors and for women. You see, it's mostly a white male industry. Women bring balance to most any situation. It's so good to have the balance.
How do we increase equity in terms of industry ownership for seniors, for women, for people of color?
By us being granted the permit, and because of who we are, we would begin that model. If you see it done one place, then okay, there's a possibility. You see, a seed has been planted. And the more and more you see that, they'll become more open. And even Black entrepreneurs are very reluctant to invest their money in the cannabis industry because we're the first to get arrested.
How can the cannabis industry be more inclusive?
I really think they should focus more on the medical aspect. If you want to convince or have somebody believe you, you can't go with green hair and the weed earrings that's hanging down, or have your child in a stroller pushing your child with a weed plant sticking out. It has to be professional if you want somebody to take you serious, and that part of it needs to be played down. The spokesperson for whomever should have a professional look when you're dealing with the media, when you're running your dispensary, because people take it as a joke anyway. You have to be a model minority. And so my objectives are very clear. I'm here to change the stigma about medical cannabis. There's another side that needs to be told.
So that's Sue Taylor, or as we like to call her, Pot's senior savior. To hear the first half of our conversation with Sue and more stories about the state of cannabis activism around aging and race, head over to thehash.org. For The Hash, I'm David Downs.
America's oldest dispensary, Berkeley Patients Group, turns 17 this Halloween, and patients get all the treats. Head on down to 2366 San Pablo Avenue in Berkeley for half-off sun-grown ounces and 20% off top-shelf eighths of All-Star Jack Frost, Girl Scout cookies, Romulan, and many more. Deals run all Halloween weekend. We cut the cake at $4.20 on Halloween. BPG prides itself on being the kind of dispensary you can take your mom to, with an open, inviting feel and really personalized, wellness-oriented service. Find out why the city of Berkeley celebrates Berkeley Patients Group Day on Halloween. And don't forget to follow, like, and share BPG on Facebook and Twitter.
Ha 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 ha!